Hi everybody, my name is Tiffany Calcutt of Harvest Nutrition and Wellness, your family dietitian, and I'm excited to kick off the weekend sharing something with you. Today we're going to be making a nourishing snack that we in our household like to call Chickpea Poppers. It's crunchy and satisfying and a really easy snack to just take along with you. The total recipe time is 1 hour, but only 5 minutes of that is work. So these 5 minutes represent a huge cost savings. You may have seen some of these snacks in marketplaces near you. They're fantastic. However, they can be a little bit pricey. And so this is one way when you're not able to buy them that you could just make them in your house for about $1. Did you know that snacking can be good for you? Snacks are smart because if you choose wisely, they can get you from one meal to the next without arriving at that next meal overly hungry. Snacks are also a great opportunity to check the boxes on the various nutrients that we all need to be healthy. Lots of fruits, veggies, whole grains, and lean proteins. The United Nations, a little bit of trivia, in the year 2016 named it the year of the pulse. So a pulse is a legume, so lentils, beans, peas, chickpeas, and that's what we're going to make today, Chickpea Poppers recipe with a pulse in it. So to talk about ingredients, the basic recipe is just going to take a can. I like to use the low sodium chickpeas. Of course you could use dry chickpeas if you have the time to cook those yourself first. We're going to use about 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, some pepper, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We're also going to make varieties of this Chickpea Poppers, and that's where the fun comes in and the experimentation. And if you've got friends or family, you can incorporate a fun ranking or taste testing, which we're going to do too. To make these, the first step is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Step 2 is draining and rinsing the chickpeas. Step 3 is to place a towel or some paper towel over a baking tray, pour the beans over it, and pat them nice and dry. And once you've done that, roll them over. You're gonna just roll them out onto the tray, and we're gonna stick it in the oven. Then we're gonna put them in the oven and let them bake for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you're gonna take them out briefly, just give them a little shake so that they turn over. Stick them back in for another 10 minutes. After 20 minutes, you're going to take out the roasting chickpeas. And now comes the fun part. This is when you get to make the varieties that you're most interested in. So we're going to divide these into roughly 3 sections. And we'll make some that are just like a sea salt and pepper. Then we'll do one of my favorites, which is Parmesan. And then another one, which will be maple cinnamon. All right, so basically you're going to take the 2 tablespoons of olive oil and we're going to split it between the Parmesan and the sea salt and pepper ones. And if you were just going to make sea salt and pepper, you just use the 2 tablespoons of olive oil all on one batch. Okay, and then this is the 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. That's enough for the whole batch, so I reduced it a little bit here and prorated it downwards. Okay, and then you're going to give the chickpeas their stir. So these are the sea salt and pepper ones. The Parmesan ones, I'm going to take about 1 tablespoon of Parmesan cheese, spread it over those. Those look great. And then the last ones are the cinnamon and maple syrup. Again, if it were the whole can of beans, I do 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, but since it's just 1/3 of it, I'm going to use a little bit less than 1 tablespoon. Just get them a little bit wettened with the maple syrup. And I'm going to dash a little bit of cinnamon on top, stir it up, and pop them back in the oven for another 30 minutes until they are golden brown on top. So back to the oven for 30 minutes. One of my favorite things about Chickpea Poppers is that there are as many varieties as there are ideas in your household. So if you have somebody who enjoys spicy foods, you could use some hot sauce, maybe some chili powder. If you have chocolate fans, maybe some cocoa powder and a little bit of honey or maple syrup or sugar. One of my favorite spices is Mrs. Dash lemon pepper. That would also be very tasty on these garbanzo beans. After 30 minutes, this is how the chickpeas look. And we're gonna call on some taste testers to give them a ranking. We've got the sea salt and pepper, the Parmesan, and the cinnamon maple. Here come the votes. Wow, an even split. Very interesting. So those votes are from ages 8 to 15. I'd love to know which one wins in your household. Please feel free to get the full recipe at harvestnutritionwellness.com. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to, and have a super weekend. See you soon.